Welcome to Poor Choices Dadcast with myself, X-Ray, and
me. It's Dadcast Classy Edition.
Classy Edition.
Classy.
Yeah, I'm not saying the DADDY because that seems very unclassy.
That's not classy
like that.
at all. No.
No.
But nothing warms a dad's heart more than hearing that.
Well, from their daughter, not
from their daughters,
not from a random person.
Either way, if I'm going to be honest.
You're learning some stuff. Okay, so we got a lovely guest, Lee from the Capable Gentleman. Welcome.
Yay! Hold on, I'm still tweeting.
I have to say, out of all dads, if I had a problem, I would probably call you to ask how to do things. Because I called you the one time, but I didn't.
You should have called him the one time. We all remember.
We all remember. For those
we don't have a clip of it. I should have clipped it and been like, don't we remember? Play.
Yeah. I installed curtains. And funnily enough, the day that it fell off the wall.
So great.
You made a video.
I did.
Yeah. It's like you planned it. Did you plan that?
And I think it's still like my worst video yet. Like it just doesn't
but it was
get
very
a lot of love.
helpful.
And I think it's because hanging a curtain rod, right? Like everybody probably is like, oh, I can figure that out. That's easy. I can do it.
Unless you're. And actually, to be honest, probably me too. I probably would have struggled with that. I'd be like, no, it's totally up there. And then it's.
I thought I could just stick it anywhere and it's fine. Nope. That's also what she said.
We like hearing that too, depending
on... Oh, dang. Can you say it in one sentence altogether? The two things? Actually, probably.
Oh, no.
We started off great.
Yeah. To the family, I'm so sorry. This is what happens on Poor Choices.
Shout out to all the dads out here. We got a single dad raising two alone. Shout out to dads.
Shout out to
dads. Goodness. Shout out to you.
Shout out to all the dads.
Dads are awesome.
That is very difficult. Doesn't matter the gender, parent. I think raising kids is really hard. And having to do double duty. Whew.
You mean being a single parent? Yeah. It's mad respect for dads, moms, anybody doing it. I know when my wife has to go out of town and I'm a single dad for a good while, it's like, oh my gosh, I gotta get this. I gotta run my kid there. I gotta do this and run that. It's like, it's crazy. So there's definitely a balancing act. So those that do it on their own, man, a lot of love there. A lot of love.
Now, I wouldn't call you a very typical dad because I think you have better memory, cleanliness, and affinity for even like making good food than some of the dads that I know out there.
And dressing well.
Yes. I appreciate that. I wasn't always like that though.
Ooh. Oh, I would love to know this. How did you find your style?
Yes. Please tell the story. I love the story. I mean, share what you can. Share what you can. Because,
What do you recall? What's the story that you're thinking of? Yeah. What's the story that
the Vegas story with work?
Yeah. That was definitely a wake-up call. It was an embarrassing moment. So I to answer the question, where did I find my style? I think I had to go through a lot of embarrassments and being goofed on or teased or whatever. And being an insecure person, even still today, it felt horrible. And I know I never wanted anyone else to feel that way. I never wanted to feel that way anymore. And so I was in Vegas on a work trip, and all my coworkers were like, hey, let's go down to happy hour at the hotel bar and whatever. And so we would go down there and we're hanging out like, oh, let's go back and get ready and go to dinner. And, dinner for me at the time was like a buffet, Old Country buffet, or Golden Corral, or I was like, yeah, man, cool, no problem. And they're like, okay, well, go get ready. And I'm looking at my t-shirt and Adidas gym pants, and I'm like, I'm ready.
Ready? Oh no! How old were you at the time? Just for context.
It's probably, gosh, mid-20s.
Mid-20s. Okay. All right.
So
you wore.
Yeah, and I'm like, what do you mean get ready? I'm ready. I'm ready right now. And somebody looked at me and up and down and said, "You wearing that to dinner?"
Oh,
and you're like,
it was a chick too.
Oh no.
Was she cute and you were interested? I mean, I don't know when you met your wife, so
she all right.
He's a little better now.
After the comment, she definitely lost a few points.
Leave it to a girl to be like.
But I'm telling you, when you sum up somebody in a single sentence, you have the power. Words have the power to make them feel this big. And that's exactly how I felt. And it's like, I never want to feel that way again. So the thing is, growing up in high school, I had no sense of style. I love football, so I wore my team is Philadelphia Eagles. I would wear an Eagles jersey, an Eagles t-shirt, an Eagles hoodie, something Eagles, and an Eagles hat, and I wear Air Jordans, and that was it. I wore that every day. That's all I knew. Got goofed on for that. So after a while, it's like, maybe you better wake up a little bit and try some new things. And that was actually the hardest part. It stung, people goofing on you, but man, stepping outside of your comfort zone, you're already insecure, and then you're trying something new and stepping out. You wouldn't believe the comments from just doing that. People get so used to seeing your day-to-day routine and your day-to-day look, and then you try to do something different, and then people want to comment on that. It's like, man, you can't win for losing. So I just stuck with it. And then finally I got more positive comments than negative. It's sad that people goof on you for trying new things and stepping out of your comfort zone to try to better yourself. But then those other comments, the compliments, the positive ones, they started to outweigh the others. And then that started the what I like to think of as a snowball effect. It's like, ooh, man, let me try something else now. Yeah. Oh, let me get more shoes like this, or let me try a different cologne, or let me try this now.
You tried many different colognes.
Many different colognes.
Yeah. That's my jam.
I will say this. I think if you like the kind of sweats and that look, you were born too early. I think if you were born in the 2000s, sweats are definitely in.
It's interesting, the generational gap. I mean, we're kind of in that middle, X-Ray. We're kind of in that middle because what was popular when we were yeah, exactly. Well, and what was popular when we were like coming of age, like the Juicy Couture, Lululemon now, but Juicy Couture, like those pants that say juicy on the butt, that was all like comfy pants. There were nothing, that you would wear to dinner or something. And so we're on that weird middle ground. But it's interesting. It's always tough when you change something new, like you were just saying, Lee, that you're bettering yourself and people are trying to tear you down for it because they're jealous or they're upset or they know they can't compete with you now. And it's just, it's hard.
People, they don't realize the power of words. And it's just, the simple things that can be said, like, can just tear somebody down or boost somebody up into the atmosphere. It's just, you really have to hit the pause button before things just start falling out of your mouth, because you can't unring a bell. And when you cut somebody down like that, that's so hard to recover from, even if you didn't mean it. It's still like, oh, I didn't mean it like that. Oh man, you can't unring a bell. You can't take it back once it's said.
The movie Inception, and I was rewatching a part of it. I didn't watch too far, but just the introduction part where they're trying to say an idea, trying to incept a few words to get them to do something. It's the same thing. Something happens in your youth, maybe at 25 at this point in the story, really was a changing point for you to do something different, which brought you to this point. I would say style on point. You always have good style.
Oh,
and you
yeah.
smell good all the time.
Oh, yeah.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. And I learned, I probably did things the hard way. I didn't really have anybody that taught me, or I didn't have a mentor or anybody that I could look up to in that. I had to do it the hard way and trial and error and figuring stuff out on my own. And
Mm.
I always think of what was that movie with Elizabeth Berkley? Strip tease. You also ever see that movie?
I haven't.
Not Strip. That's the one with Demi Moore. Elizabeth Berkley played. She's Jessie Spano on Saved by the Bell.
That might know.
Yes. Girls. Was it Showgirls?
Showgirls. That's it.
Yeah, Showgirls.
So she doesn't have a lot of money. She doesn't know anything about style, whatever. And she gets a dress by Versace. And so she goes in front of all these people, and they're like, "Oh, I like your dress," and she's like, "It's a Versace," or she says it like all.
Versace. Oh,
that would be me.
She says it all wrong, and they just cast judgment on her. Like she's so proud of it, and so it's like I had those moments where, like you're trying to shop, and believe it or not, boots was a struggle for me, and I love boots, especially in fall and winter time. You got Chelsea boots, Chukka boots, cap toe boots. I mean, all different kinds. And you go to the men's section in the shoe department, and they're just everywhere. And you're like, do people wear those? I don't.
How do I wear these?
So you're asking somebody at the store, like, do you have those Chuck boots? Or
oh my goodness.
I learned the hard way. So I didn't have anybody. So the whole, again, the whole point of my channel is to be that person that I didn't have. And I'm trying. And YouTube is an absolute grind. And it is really hard, especially for those that are insecure like me. I own that. But I still try to put my best foot forward and step out of that comfort zone. But it is hard to keep up with the demand of YouTube and keep putting content out there. But I promise you, I am really trying to
honestly
keep up with that.
It's good stuff, like things like leaking faucet. Actually,
so that goes on the other side of the house, like away from style, but more just like being capable.
I love it, honestly. As somebody who is, single for a long, and as a girl, we're kind of like, like it's, it's for men and women, that part of it, because how do I fix a leaky faucet? I have no idea. Let me go to Capable
I fixed
Jet's
my leaky
toilet.
That was
God.
No, because the button on the top was pushing down, and I was
trying to have to take the whole thing out. Oh my God.
Yeah, and that was yeah, anyways. We need more people like this for sure. For sure. Before we continue, we got a couple gifted memberships. You guys are insane. We got one from Psychotic Mongoose. Thank you so much, Psychotic Mongoose. We got GJJ with 5 gifted memberships. Thank you. We got lots of green in the chat, so I'm really happy about that.
So much green.
And then Ian, thank you so much.
Wow, 20.
Ian dropping some rain. Ian also gifted a bunch of subs to my Kick channel earlier, so thank you.
Wow. So 26 new members. I can count.
Can you?
Thanks to my dad. and mom. Give that. Hello. Oh my gosh, you and Valiant should meet, Lee. I think you guys would be
yes
friends.
Let's do it. Let's meet up.
Yeah.
Are they close? I don't know.
I honestly don't know. I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe at a meetup one day. Or
on a live stream somewhere. And
it's been over a year since I've seen you in person.
Gosh, has it been that long? Wow.
Yeah, it's been that. I haven't even been back, which shocks me. I went from going to Florida every 5 minutes to.
Wow. Life has been chaotic. Yeah, it's definitely been crazy.
It has been so insane.
I know. And you're very, 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 very busy with building a home, which
Yes. Yeah.
Finally, it's like what, 3 years in the making now?
Finally. So, it has been quite the journey. So the original plan was to move down. So I'm not originally from Florida. I lived in Washington D.C. area, and then got tired of it. Got tired of like traffic and all the craziness up there, and even got a little tired of the weather. And I'm a guy that I like the warmth, the sun, tropics, and love the theme parks, as you all know. And so I was going to move down and live in a home temporarily, and then build this house, this forever homes, dream home that my family all had a part in designing. And then the bug happened, and then just shut everything down. And if you follow the market, like the cost of materials just skyrocketed. I think lumber at one point was like 300 for, oh shoot, is it by yard? I can't remember what they
I think
rated.
so. Yeah, I just remember it being really high, and I was like, "What?
Yeah,
We can go cut our own trees for that."
and then it skyrocketed to like 1700. So I mean, it
Mhm.
just blew up. And
Mhm.
even my builder, who would love to take my money, was like, I can't do this. You guys just need to stop and wait this out. And so finally, everything is now in a place where we can begin, and we finally got the permits, and the shovels are going into the ground this week. So
that is so freaking
I'm so
exciting.
excited. I've
yeah,
seen the floor plan of this house. It's amazing. Oh, it's so,
and
I can't wait.
it has been so stressful. I've learned so much about the process already, and again, I haven't even started. I've already lost money, which is
Oof.
great. I love it when that happens.
Did you
Yay.
plan for it? I mean, like a small,
You try
I
to
think you
put
do.
a little contingency plan in place, but you still hate losing money either way,
Yeah.
Absolutely.
right? But
Yeah.
yeah, it stinks. But hey, lessons learned, and I'll be happy to pass that on if anybody's interested in
Yes,
what it
Yeah,
takes
please
to
you
build
should
a
make a
house.
do.
video for sure, or for all any of
Can you
us,
give
really.
like a couple hints here, and then you can make the rest for your videos?
Oh, no problem. No problem.
I like
Make sure you design it the way you want it, and don't settle. So
Oh,
I
uh-oh.
spent a whole ton of money on a set of floor plans that I can pretty much run through the shredder now. So
No.
no. And you go to what,
you can
architect?
go through an architect or an engineer. They can do floor plans as well. And yeah, we had this all laid out. And this is a true story. I'll tell you this. This is 100% true. Tugsy, you've seen the original plans. So
Yeah.
I was
Oh, no.
never happy with it. There was a couple things about the floor plans I just didn't like. I didn't like the flow of where the bedrooms are. It had
Mhm.
real long hallways. A long hallway is just dead space. You don't live in a long hallway. You just walk through. So why even have it? But
Mhm.
um, I just didn't like it, and I kept going back to the architect and saying, isn't there anything we can do about this? I don't like it. I'm not happy with it. And he kept saying, no, 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 you're going to have to like cut out rooms and just cut the thing in half and change it all. And so I actually hired another architect. I said, you see these plans? I'm not happy with this, this, and this. I want to keep all the rooms, but change it. If you have to reposition the layout a little bit, that's fine. But keep everything, but get rid of like the hallways and stuff like that. He's like, yeah, okay, no problem. So calls me up. He's like, okay, I think I got something you can work with. He cut out like 3 rooms, just dropped them, just removed them from the plan altogether. And
Uh-huh.
it's like, yeah, you don't need those rooms. I'm like, no, I do. That's why they're in there. I want them. I just want you to reposition them so I
Oh
don't
my
have
gosh.
like.
Play Tetris, essentially.
Yeah.
So it's funny you say that.
Oh, no.
So here comes dad moment here, right? So I had to pay off that second architect, even though he didn't do what I wanted. I
Oh,
bought the first set of plans, wasn't happy with them. So I had a day off where my daughter and I got together And I said, let's see if we can't do this ourselves. So she and I sat down and she cut the plans out. She basically cut all the rooms out. I had a pile of squares and rectangles and shapes and whatever. And we sat there in the middle of the floor and laid it down. And sometimes we flipped one upside down and it's like moved the kitchen from this side to this side and repositioned everything and got it to a point. And then we showed the family, got it to a point where we're like, man, this is perfect. This is awesome. This is going to work great. Cut a lot of square footage off because it was just dead space. And then I took a picture of it. I redrew it. I took it back to my first architect and said, this is what I'm after, buddy. And he's looking at it. And he had the nerve to say, oh, yeah, I like what you did here.
Oh, my gosh.
Let me draw this up for you. I did. I did
his work. Okay.
The second go around, he did cut me a break, but I still had to pay for all the engineering that went along with it. So,
Jeez-o. You know what? And knowing your daughter, that does not surprise me that she was like, I got this.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
You know what?
I love her.
I love kids. They think of some of the weirdest ways to fix a problem because they're not stuck in their usual routine.
Right. Yeah. And kids too, they don't have, and this is a good thing, especially in cases like this, they don't have the concept of we can't, right? We have this limit or that limit. Like she didn't have a limit. She was given shapes and you put it together and make it look like this because we don't like this and you don't like this or whatever. And she said, okay, sky is the limit. I have no limit. Cool. Unicorns, rainbows, whatever. And she made it work. And I love that. Kids are great for that. They're so
it was so cool because, I remember growing up when this is a critical thing, right? Because the floor plan is a tattoo. Once you have it set, it's signed and sealed. That's your floor plan. The minimal adjustments, but you can't change a room. That's locked in. So, when I was growing up and wanting to be a part of those kind of weighted, heavy decisions, I got told, go away. Adults are talking. I vowed I would never do that. And so now my kid is engaged with this big time decision that we all made. And she's part of it. It was part of her design as well. So she's all up in there with us. She's included. She's just as important as everybody else in the family. So
I love it.
It was a cool moment. It's a fun story to tell too.
Yeah. And that's like the rest of her life, she's gonna be like, my first house. So
right.
At the age of this.
If she wants to be an architect or some sort of engineer, maybe there's a place for her. Who knows?
Absolutely. It's exposing her to something that not too many people get that exposure to,
And even kind of thinking back to my younger years, I was never involved in any process to pick a house to live in. You just kind of
went with it.
There you go.
Yeah. You get that room over there. That's it. But I want shut up. Go over there.
Yep. Adults.
I mean, like even at like holidays, there was always the kiddie table, right? Did y'all have the kiddie table?
Oh
You
yeah.
go over Christmas dinner or holiday dinner, or Thanksgiving, and the kids are sitting over there, all the way on the other side of the house, away from the adults.
Yep. So that they can have their adult chat.
Yep.
I was like,
absolutely.
Not going to happen in my home.
I love it.
Oh, I love that in your home. We all had a little dinner, and it was lovely.
A little drink.
A little.
We had a lot of dinner and a lot of drink.
The wine flows.
The wine flowed.
It
a
definitely
lot
flows.
that night.
Goodness.
I don't hold back.
It's one of those things, and like kind of to bring it to our previous guest that we had too, Dan, Mr. Porkchop. He treats his kid very much like an adult, and I think that a lot of people, up to a certain point, you have to stop babying your child and treat them like a actual adult, because that one day they will be, and you'll hopefully have given everything to that point that you think and hopefully know that they are ready to make the decisions that you have made, or better decisions than you have made.
Yeah, absolutely. And one thing I like to do is try to get them, or at least get my daughter involved in, I try to make her feel like she's making the decision. So obviously there's chores and things that we want her to do. Now you can be the parent that says, clean your room now. Okay, well, that means that's just a direct order. That means she's got to go clean her room right now. You could say, your room better be clean by this time or at this time, right? Okay, well, now you're still barking an order. Well, my approach is, I need to have your room clean by 5 p.m. So you tell me when you're going to do it. And then that gets her to start thinking like, okay, I'll do it at 3 or I'll do it at 4. It probably only take me 30 minutes. Okay, 4 o'clock. That works for me. So I've put the ownership in her lap. So now she's made the decision. It's not me barking an order. She's basically saying, hey, I'd like to clean my room at this time. Got it, kid. No problem. That works for me.
That is beautiful.
It's part of her. She's got the decision to make. It's not me barking an order. And so we try to, is it perfect? No, it's not perfect. Because sometimes, frustrations kick in, or you got company showing up unannounced, like, oh, hurry up, clean your room, whatever. But for the most part, I try to get her to engage and own the things that we need her to do, and hey, if she doesn't do it at the time, I always can come back and say, hey, you said 4 o'clock. I didn't.
Yep.
You said it. That was your idea, not mine. You know what I'm saying? So put some ownership in her.
Yes. Autonomy and responsibility and accountability.
Yes.
For everything. And I think that's a great way to kind of approach that, because I don't think in not many words anyone has said that so far. But I wonder, my parents would definitely order me around type of parent.
Mine too.
Did you figure that out then, based on like previous experiences with your parents, or how did you kind of come up with that system?
I would say previous experience. Yeah, that played a big part. It goes back to the kiddie table. I just feel like, that your kids they're part of your family unit. And if you're pushing them off to the side or just barking orders, they're not part of the unit anymore. They're hired help or whatever. And I know when I was growing up, I always wanted to feel like I'm part of the family. So when we had my daughter, she's always going to be part of the family. She's going to be engaged. She's going to be down with the adults. Now, there is time that comes to an end, right? And she gets that. She understands. But, when we have guests over, she's going to be there. And if my guests don't like, hey, look, we don't want kids, well, then you don't get to come over, because she's part of my family unit. That's my kid. So
she's lovely.
She's the best.
She's so great. She really is.
Best.
She really is. And she does understand, like, okay, it's adult time now. Okay. And up the stairs she goes.
The thing is, though, kids get it, and they're not stupid. And if you talk at them or talk down to them, that resentment starts to build. The rebelliousness. Is that a word?
Yeah, that's right.
That rebellion.
Right.
Yeah. That starts to develop.
Welcome to the rebellion. Sorry.
So, and when we're down talking like adult junk, like most of the time, she's like, I'm out of here.
They're bored. They'd rather be on their Switch.
It's always that intrigue at first, because I want to be part of the gossip or whatever, and then it's like, okay, whatever. I don't know what any of this means.
Yeah, absolutely. But when you bark at them, like, get out of here. It's just, let things play out. Things usually just play out the way they're supposed to, and she does. Tuxie's right. She after a while, she's like, okay, I'm out of here. I'm gonna go play with my rabbit. And
you guys are boring. Bye.
Your rabbit's so cute. Oh my goodness, that was the first time I've ever really interacted with bunnies. So very.
She's so cute.
I mean, that rabbit is an interesting story too, because I didn't want anything to do with it.
Oh no!
I did not want a pet rabbit. I didn't know anything about him. I'm like, can you even domesticate a rabbit? And turns out you can. But I told her, I said, look, if you want this, you need to do some homework. And then you got to show me that you did your homework. And I want you to understand how to take care of it because I know nothing. Right. And I again, it's like putting the onus on her. And she did. She came back with a PowerPoint presentation on how to care for a rabbit. And I mean, it was this whole thing. She put it together so well. I could not say no.
Can't say no.
I mean, it was that good of a presentation and a discussion. And it was a couple of years in the making because let's be honest, kids are flaky at times, right?
Absolutely.
They'll like something, want something, and then 10 minutes later, not interested anymore, right? Very fickle. So I was like, I'm going to let this play out. A couple months, she don't want nothing to do with a rabbit. And 2 years later, I got to a point where I was like, I can't say no anymore. And she did her homework with the selection of said rabbit as well.
She knows the breed. You can ask her the breed of the rabbit and she'll tell you, and this is this and this and that. She cracks me up, but she knows so much how to hold it. Well, make sure you hold her like this because otherwise this, and she's awesome.
And doing that, I'll say this, and doing that paid off. So if you, with anything, not just rabbits, obviously, but when you put the ownership on your child and you make them do the research and do their homework and whatever. So we had the rabbit, and then something went wrong. Rabbits can get something called GI stasis or something like that, where their digestive tract gets blocked up or whatever. I know nothing about any of this. Dog, you dump dog food in a dish, water in a dish. They eat it, drink it, you take them outside. That's the extent of my pet knowledge. Cat, clean out a box.
Yep.
I guess you have to feed them too, but
usually the cat eats. Yes.
But anyway, so she comes to me and she's emotional. She's like, something's wrong with my rabbit, and something's wrong with her name's Lila. I don't know why I keep saying the rabbit, but the pet Lila.
Just dox the rabbit.
I don't think she'll mind. But I'm looking at Lila, looking at the rabbit. I'm like, she's fine. She looks fine. She's sitting there. Her nose is doing the rabbit thing. And, I'm like, what do you mean? And my daughter is like, serious, Dad, something is wrong. We got to go to something is wrong. All right. I'm trusting her. She did the homework. She did the research. I'm going to trust her. Something was wrong. So we took her to the vet. Had we waited another few hours, she would have died.
Oh,
she had blockage. They had to treat her and do some stuff to her and kept her for observation for a little bit, and she saved her life because she knew what she was doing. She did all that homework, all that research, and was ready for the responsibility, and it paid off. Otherwise, I would have been like, she'll be all right. Just let her go.
It's so hard when animals don't have a reaction to certain things, and rabbits are, as much as personality they have for medical stuff, they don't always react to everything.
They react to nothing because they're prey. So they don't make noises. They can't vocalize anything. They don't cough. They don't throw up. They can't. They have a one-way track. I couldn't tell. I'm telling you, I'm looking at the thing going, it's fine. What's your problem?
Kudos.
Glad you didn't get into veterinarian school.
Yeah, not very capable. That's why I understand my weaknesses and I lean on others with expertise.
Just inadvertently made her a future veterinarian, maybe. Who knows?
Maybe.
Yeah.
There's a lot of job options here based on things that we've seen so far.
Right?
I mean, look at how many kids go, Mom, Dad, I want a dog. They get the dog and the parents end up taking care of the dogs.
Yep. That was not part of the deal.
So
I mean, so she's a teen, right? So when you're like, okay, you gotta clean up, you gotta vacuum, there's hay everywhere, whatever. She does what a teenager does, and like, oh, my day's ruined. Now I can't text my friend because I have to go do this, and
Oh,
God
no.
forbid.
But she does it. She gets it done. She's all right. Yeah, she's got a lot of things she's interested in. She's into sports too. She's quite the volleyball player.
Oh.
Yeah.
She's like super tall now too?
She's got the height. Yeah, she's probably second tallest on the team.
I would say the last time we saw her, she was
Wow.
tall.
Yeah.
I mean, like my height a little bit less, I think.
Yeah.
Was it?
Yeah, she wasn't much shorter than you when we saw her last time. So
Yeah,
I'm
so
sure
she's
She
she's
might
probably-
have you now. She might have you.
She's gonna take you
so.
down.
I mean, the internet thinks
Yeah.
I'm 7 feet tall, but she's probably over 5'7" now.
Oh, somebody put in the chat. Lee avoided the J open the door policy.
Thank goodness, honestly.
Listen, okay, so in my brother's defense, that is what we were taught. Like cats tend to want to go be by
Open the
themselves
door?
when they die, and you just open the door and they walk off into the woods by themselves and pass away. They don't want to die in front of you. They want to go be alone.
No, that is actually a thing. Cats are, in general, cats are very prideful. And so when they are super sick, like you'll see them hide. And it's not just because they're not feeling good, it's because they don't want you to see them weak peasant. And so when they are at their time and they will go and hide somewhere. And I can't tell you, just working in the animal industry a few years ago, how many times we'd have people put up like missing posters for their cats, like older cats, and they ended up finding them in some weird corner of the barn or under the house or in the basement or in the attic.
Oh my God.
What is that smell? Because the cat went over there and was like, "Love you guys, bye," and passed away.
So I guess my family, they must have found the secret and just said, just open the door. And that way you don't have a carcass to clean up or dead animal to find in your garage or something.
Yeah. So your poor kid doesn't find it in the bathroom.
I thought this was just an internet joke.
I mean, it is an internet joke, but it's a thing. Yeah, I don't know. Cats are interesting.
When he was saying that and everybody was goofing on him, I was just like, I don't get it. What is so funny?
Yeah.
Doesn't everybody know this?
Jay, probably. Anything he says gets memed.
But how does a rabbit die?
It probably just doesn't wake up one day.
My daughter would be the one to say.
You would have to ask her.
They never. Rabbits don't die. They get eaten.
No, that's fair.
They're prey.
Oh, like a dark.
Wow.
Really quick.
That's deep. Hun.
She said that.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's why we saved her, so she'll be alive for many years. Rabbits normally live 3 years because they get eaten.
Oh. Well, what are you going to do after she does pass, though? Are you going to eat her?
That's dark.
That's you gotten that far yet? No.
That's rough. We can't even go to a restaurant that has it on the menu.
Oh no. Just tell her it's a different rabbit, like the jackrabbits or something. They're mean. You don't like
get
them.
chickens as pets then, okay? Or any cows or any pigs.
Poor cows.
I mean, I think pigs are cute, but I wouldn't have one as a pet. They're really cute.
Oh God, they're so smelly.
I don't get that either. A pig
pigs as
a pet because
they're very smart,
but they get big.
Well, the potbellies stay smaller, but even then they still get.
They can. I think they've been trying to genetically manipulate them so that they can be small for a pet at home, but it doesn't always work.
Ew! Stop modifying our animals. Jeez.
Yeah, but it's the same thing with Chihuahuas. Like Chihuahuas are genetically picked to be smaller. They're supposed to be 10 to 15 pounds, but you got like the little weird ones that are 5 pounds. Yeah,
I didn't know that.
In Mexico, they're not. They don't look like that at all. Like Rocky is probably on the small side of a Chihuahua, on what they're supposed to look like. But yeah,
I can't with the Chihuahuas. Oops, that was the wrong button. Sorry.
Teacup pigs. They are kind of cute. I love their little tails when they go. Dogs do that too. We have Ian So Forth, official sponsor of Poor Choices, with 50 British pounds, and says, "Oh, so this is Legit's Jay's brother. I'm reading it word for word. I thought that was like cryptic lore or something.
No.
Thank you, Ian.
It's true.
Mean, if you close your eyes and you're like really tired, because you guys do sound a little different, but the inflections that you have on your words are very similar.
I might understand that if I knew what inflection was.
Like the way you speak, like your accent.
Sometimes when you say some words, you can hear Jay.
Yeah, but you are different, but like I can hear certain things that I'm like, okay, yeah, that's how Jay would say that.
I see it mostly. You'll do like an eyebrow thing sometimes, and I'm like, oh, there's a resemblance.
Yeah.
That's really the only time I see it 100% of the time is that.
Yeah.
Other than that, we're two different people.
Do you guys get like, you guys look similar? Because I don't think you do.
I don't think you do at all.
I hear it a lot. Yeah. And I don't think we do either.
No. No.
I mean, I'm like, really? You really think we look and I don't even think we sound alike. I mean, we can sound alike. Like if I was like, what the freak? I mean,
oh my God, it's like Jay's in the room. No,
yeah, we can, but I don't get the look alike.
Yeah.
Even when I had hair, if you believe that.
Oh my gosh, when did you have hair, or when did you start shaving?
About 10 years ago, I think.
10 years ago. It
seems
like
maybe a little less money. So the thing about the hair, I was never one to hang on to a losing battle. I know when it's done.
Oh, okay. This is maybe a dad thing or a male thing. When did you decide? Like, what point were you like, okay, it's done. Gonna do it.
For me, I mean, I refused to do the comb over. I refuse to add product to make it look thick just for look. Now, admittingly, I tried the Rogaine and a couple other over-the-counter products, and nothing. It didn't really do anything for me. And so, listen, you got to know when to cut your losses. Like if you're losing the battle, don't sit there and just keep getting a pounding. Right? Retreat. Be done. And so I just said, that's it. And I used to just like buzz it, like just cut it very, very short. But even that, it got to a point where, because my hair's dark, I look like Captain Stubing or well, that's a long time ago. Captain Picard, right? With just the hair on the side. I never wanted to look like that. I mean, if I grew it, I'd be like that guy in Empire Strikes Back with the robot thing around his head.
Oh my
Lando Calrissian's buddy.
Yeah.
I just never wanted to have that look. So I just said, forget it. And off you go. It is what it is. I can't help it. That's what I'm stuck with. That's the life God put in front of me or the path that God put in front of me. And it is what it is. Can't help it.
You grow a mean beard though. So at least you got that going for you.
That does come in pretty aggressive. That beast is tough to tame sometimes.
I don't even remember you anymore without the beard because I've known you with both.
But you had it with. Wow. I'm so
Go ahead.
I need to see a picture of this now. I don't remember you without a beard ever.
Without a beard? Didn't I show you a picture one time?
Probably, but we talked about something that I was told and then I don't remember. And I already don't remember what we talked about, that thing that I was supposed to remember. Maybe that was told. He knows. We were talking earlier. Now I'm going to go to your Instagram and see if I can find this.
I might have a...
It's been so long. You've had the beard for so long.
You know what? If I shave the beard, it probably takes 10 years off. Like I look 10 years younger.
I can see that.
Okay, I can
you
see
don't look
like
very old to begin
I found
with.
a closer shaved picture of you, but not like bare. I'm looking. I can't.
I may have
did you break your hand? Oh, here.
Did I break my hand?
Oh no, that must be the cut.
Cast.
That's when I
ligament.
That's when I cut my hand.
Okay, here. Okay, yeah, you don't look that different without your beard, though. There we go.
What are you showing?
Oh my God!
Says public.
It's still there. It's just a
super light.
Stuffy.
It's very light, but yeah.
That was when 2022. God,
2022. So it's not that long ago, but I'm trying to find one without anything close shaved.
I don't know if you're gonna find it.
I can't.
I don't know if you ever posted. I don't know if you ever posted anything on your
I don't think I
one.
posted anything.
Yeah.
Your public channel. Your
poor well, that's okay.
I can scroll through my phone real quick. I may have a high school photo. That's like
a high school photo? Oh my goodness.
That's a long time ago.
Andrew Mathis says, jinx.
Yes. So this is a compliment, I think.
Heck yeah, that's a compliment. I'll take that all day. I appreciate that.
He emulates Bruce Willis and Jason Statham if they were to combine.
Jason Statham, he's one of my heroes, man.
I would love Jason Statham. That accent too.
Yeah, just because like he's losing his hair and he's still like fit, an action hero, gets the job done. I mean, didn't let it stop him, man. You know, and still, listen, I've got insecurities. I've admitted that several times. That there are days I go, man, I wish I had John Stamos hair, or just not for me. So take the best of what you got and move on.
I think it's very distinguished. It's very you.
It's a lot more gray in it now.
Oh my gosh. I like a good bit of gray in the beard.
I really
Most women do.
I like the salt and pepper, but there's a lot of salt. It's very salty.
Soon it will be more salt than pepper.
Salt Bay. Salt Bay.
Very, very salty.
While you're still searching here, RC for $4.99 says, love the show. Thank you.
Thank you, RC.
And honestly, I actually have no idea half the time what we're going to talk about. I have some questions prepped, but I don't always get to any or all of them.
That's
so
fair.
far, we haven't gotten to any of them.
Does that mean I'm yapping too much?
No.
What it means is I or Tugs, we just find something that's interesting and want to know more about it.
Yeah. I'm also a little bit more biased because I've known you for so long, so I've kind of let her take the reins on this one.
And you never know what you're going to hear. And the biggest thing was I just at least wanted to see your channel once or bring it up, because I think that part is really cool about the internet. You can find a video about anything and everything, and you have kind of a range of between style, housework, and like little things you wouldn't think about it until you're like, oh my God, I don't know what to do about this. And then you search online. Maybe it'll be a rabbit hole for someone to fall down.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, the whole thing about being capable is really, taking care of yourself and like your home. And since this is Dadcast, I also apply that to taking care of your family.
Absolutely.
So many little things can happen and can cause a lot of stress on a family. Things that start to fall apart in your house, and knowing how to fix them is a game changer. It just takes away the element of, worrying about finances and spending a ton of money and having a professional come out or take care of stuff for you, when it's little things that you could do yourself. And I will say, though, I'll be a dad and a husband speaking to the other side, to the kids and to the wives. There's nothing better than having the support from the wife and your kid, and just that gratitude and that feeling of, I wouldn't have been able to do this without you. I'm so glad you're here and you can do this, and supporting you when you're trying to tackle these things, because it's not my job. I don't do it as a profession. Fixing the air conditioner, I don't work for an HVAC company. I do something totally different. But if it shuts down and everybody's hot and sweaty in the house and you can be the hero and go in there and take care of it and successfully take care of it, not make it worse. And then you've got the support of your wife going, you got this, man. I'm so confident in you. And
My
you can do
hero.
it. There is nothing better to a man that hears that. I mean, it's just, it's the best.
Honestly, and more guys need to, and maybe girls need to learn how to do little things. Like the episode that comes to mind when you were saying that was the South Park Pandaverse, where Handymans.
Okay.
No. Ian tripped me up.
Handyman's apostrophe.
Handymen were like the rich people because no one knew how to do anything at home, like fixing an oven door.
Yeah.
You know, something
and a lot
as
of
simple
stuff
as that.
I've learned by trial and error, believe it or not. You know, growing up, my grandfather was a jack of all trades. He could take a scrap pile of wood and create a masterpiece of a dresser or anything, you know, any woodworking, right? He just could do anything. And it was like, it was mind boggling. Like, how do you know how to do all this stuff? He just did it. And, you know, I worked alongside of him a lot. And then a lot of other things that I've encountered, I've had to try to figure it out on my own. Again, because I didn't have anybody other than my grandfather really showing me, you know, hey, this is how you take care of this. Just believe it or not, just a couple days ago, the air conditioner, I said that, but the AC went out.
Actually did? Oh,
it
no.
Did. But it, you know, it was something that if you don't know and if you can't understand how everything works and what could happen, then you start panicking like, oh, great, I got to call a repairman and they can't come out for a week and it's 100 degrees down here in Florida and this, that, whatever. But, you know, you look at the situation like, okay, I know what the problem is. And the drain line just got backed up. So you just clear the drain line and wipe up the mess of the water spilling and fire the AC back up. And everything's good to go. But, you know, nobody knew how to do that but me.
Yeah, see?
Also know your limits and when to get help. I think yeah, what was funny, Tugs remembers this day. Our water heater.
Oh God, yeah.
We had a leak, so we got someone to come in. They turned off the water heater and they turned it back on. But after doing that, I think one of the hoses kind of like burst. And so it was filling up our basement. And I remembered from my aunts when I would go there to her cottage without her, she'd be like, yeah, just turn the water on, blah, blah, this. I was like, oh yeah, I could turn the water off so it stops spilling. It's just like little things like that. I bet you most people don't know that in a house that they can do that.
Yeah.
And you just start panicking and you don't know what to do and you freeze and then it just gets worse and worse and worse. And and cars are the same thing. So many things can go south in a car. And most of the time there are a lot of little things. You know, I can't tell you how many times I get the text message or the call. There's a light on in the car. I don't know what it means. Am I safe to drive? Is it okay? You're all right. You know, I'll take care of it when you get home. All the time.
It's the temperature change. It's fine.
It could be anything. So I think of those little things and try to put out content to directly address those things. And I think I put out a video right when it when was it? It was in fall sometime, just about like a checklist of things that you should do to get your house ready for the next season. Or, you know, every 6 months you should be doing this, like cleaning your smoke detectors, you know, just and changing the batteries. Little things like that just make such a big difference in just the average household. And it's the little things that often get forgotten or that others don't know to do. So it's just, I always try to think of those things. But I wanted to put a blend of taking care of those things like your house and your car, but then the other side of that is taking care of yourself, and that's where I lead into yourself, and that's really what it's
I'm very interested on the mental aspect, that what you do, and after these super chats, because I feel bad making them wait. Ian So Forth for $50 says, or 50 British pounds says, sorry for putting an apostrophe in legits. Wow, X-Ray.
Listen, don't feel too bad, Ian. Every time she reads an article, she's always skipping words. It's fine.
Yeah, I know. Have you noticed?
I'm just like, okay, no, that still makes sense. We're fine.
I'm a Handymans. It's fine.
Handymans. She reads good. She reads good.
I goodly read the article. Thank you, Ian. Jason Webster for 5 Australian says, hi to X-Ray Girl and hugs my our favorite female YouTube hosts. Ooh.
Thanks,
Thank you. All right. Thank you guys for the super chats. Let's get into this. What is like, if you had to say one thing to kind of take care of yourself mentally, with family, friends, life in general, what would you say like people should do more or less of? Or
okay, the biggest thing I find, the most important thing, is to communicate. It's suffering in silence is the most dangerous thing that somebody can do. You have got to communicate. If you're having issues with your spouse, even your kid, for that matter, that's really weighing you down, and you're bottling that up. And men do this a lot. Men are the most guilty for bottling stuff up, leaving it inside, and just going, "I'm good. I'm okay. I can do it. I got it." That's garbage. You have got to communicate and get that out. When that stuff gets bottled up, dangerous things starts to fester, and I'm guilty of it. I'm like, hey man, I'm capable. I'm the capable gentleman. I can handle this, no problem. And it starts building and building and building, and the stress level just intensifies. And I have to stop. I got to put myself in check, and I'll grab my wife and I'm like, look, I need you right now. And I start throwing up, just all this stuff, all the emotion, everything that I'm going through. And sometimes it doesn't even make any sense. And sometimes she's looking at me like, you're feeling like that? Like, why? And I got to tell her, like, look, I don't know. I need to get this out. It doesn't make sense today, but I want to get it out so we can talk about it. Help me get through this. And she's been a rock to me with going through that kind of stuff. Even when I have guests over, even when you guys are over, I love it, but it's a struggle for me because I feel like I'm awkward. I feel like I struggle with my social skills, and I say the wrong thing, or did I not say enough? Did I do enough? Did I, and all this stuff starts going through my head, and I cough it up to this little voice. This little voice starts screaming at me inside my head, telling me I'm not good enough, or I'm no good, or I did something wrong, or I screwed up. It's never a voice that says you did great, good job. It's a voice that says the exact opposite, and all the negative stuff. And I try to deal with it, and that's a mistake. I have to go to my wife, and I'm like, okay, here's what's happening. So I go for her for that reassurance. She's never going to give it to me if I don't communicate. Mm-hmm. And that's the hardest thing. And it's admitting that you got something going on in there. There's a pride issue. I struggle with that as well. So it's like an awful cycle, right? Or a circle.
A negative feedback loop.
Oh, just constant, because if you own up to it, you got a problem, and if you don't, it's a problem inside, either way you look at it, it's an issue. So the best way for me is you got to talk. And even if your wife's not the one, your spouse isn't the one that really helps you through that, find a buddy, a friend, somebody that will just listen to you. And sometimes I've had to tell my wife, look, I don't want you to try to fix this. I just need you to listen. And just
we have to do that too.
Yeah, we do. It's a vent session, and it'll help you process what you need. And like, say you don't have anyone, even writing something down in a diary will be helpful, because I know not everyone has someone, but if you have someone, it makes it easier. And then if you want advice, then ask for it, and hopefully they will give you.
Absolutely. And if you don't have anybody, subscribe to the Cable Gentleman. My email address is in the info, and shoot me an email.
Shoot him an email. He'll help you through it. He's good people's.
Yeah.
And also your dinners are always top notch.
I was gonna say, Mr.
I've gotten like 100 bazillion of them. They're amazing.
You are not awkward. I love your family. Your food, prime. The entertainment and during dinner, after dinner, all that stuff, fantastic. Also, his bar. My heart.
wait till you see the one I designed in the new house.
I'm so excited. I can't wait.
Yeah. And like,
did that stay the same as the plans? Did that stay the same for the most part?
Pretty much, subtle differences, but
I'm excited.
But that's a struggle too, because I either I play it off well that I'm got something going on in my head, and but when I share that with people, they look at me like I'm crazy, like they don't believe me. No way, you're fine. You just exude confidence. You just look like you can handle it yourself, and it's like not always. I struggle in different situations, and friends I've had over many times. I still walk away from the evening going, did I say anything that I may need to apologize for? Or did I say anything I need to clarify? Maybe they took that wrong. Maybe I should go back and, my wife will be like, you're fine. You're okay. You're okay. Just chill. You're okay.
Yeah.
But it's rough. It's rough. And I don't, is there ever an end in sight? I don't know, but you just keep going forward and remember to talk it out.
If you do find the end of it, please share your secrets, because I can't find the end of my insecurities either.
It's tough. It's tough. I
don't know where they are.
I will say to never stop trying. As soon as you become comfortable with where you're at, that's when it just is always going to remain hard. It'll remain difficult. You got to stop trying. I always encourage myself. I encourage my daughter, my wife, even continue to try to step out of your comfort zone to find that security, and it's going to be so uncomfortable at first, but then that may be your new happy place, but you won't know unless you try to step out and step into that new world. So
some great words. Oh my goodness. A little clap there.
Well, I sent, did you get it?
I did get it. Yeah, I was waiting for
Tugsy my high school picture. She's got
what? Oh my goodness!
Okay, wait.
I don't have that picture. All right,
I do.
I don't have your number, do I? Look at that.
Oh my god, you don't even look like yourself.
Does this not scream 90s heartthrob? Because it's
absolutely. Oh my god.
I'm 95% sure you weren't saved at the bell.
Can I just say the chin angulation? You were definitely like some sort of jock, weren't you?
No. No.
What?
No, I wasn't. I wish. But you know what? You could see the hair is kind of starting to thin there. You can kind of.
Oh, in the top there where the curly Q is. I never noticed it. Now I'm only noticing that. Thanks. I didn't even notice.
I mean, that's all right. But I had the sideburns. Yeah. Saved by the Bell. Beverly Hills 90210.
I like the shirt combo. It's very
was a
cute,
big thing.
Very 90s.
Yeah. The 90s. I tell you.
Big thing. And there was this product called Sun In.
Yes.
Do they still make that?
I think they do.
Okay, so back when I had hair, it was obviously dark brown, but you could spray this stuff and then blow dry it. and the heat with whatever you sprayed in your hair would highlight it and lighten it. So that is just a sun in after sun in after
sun in
in.
your hair.
Okay.
Yeah.
Us girls would just go and lay out like by the pool or something in the sun. The same thing. Yeah. I wonder if they do still make that. I don't know.
I don't have a need for it anymore.
You want to put it in your beard?
Yeah, like put it in your beard.
I'm gonna Google it.
Lighten it up, yeah. Oh my god. Well, while you're
they do still make it, and they sell it at Target. No way.
Bring it back, guys. Those of you with full heads of hair, dark hair, bring it back.
Can we also bring back the ice tips? Does everybody remember the ice?
No, please don't.
Ice tips?
Please don't. I don't want those. I mean, I'll do it to my hair like a balayage. That'd be kind of cute. I can't wait to get my hair done.
I don't know if it'll show up on how dark your hair is, but it might.
You'd have to bleach it, but yeah, maybe one day. Jason Webster for 10 Australian says, I once bought a secondhand car which passed an independent inspection. Then the transmission went, and I was told it had an incorrect rear wheel alignment, both wheels, on top of that.
Ouch.
Ooh.
That's rough. And that's tough to detect too. A rear wheel alignment is a little more difficult to detect. From what I understand. I'm not a mechanic, but I know a few things about that. But who did your independent inspection?
Yeah, I would have sued that guy.
Aussies. I don't know. It's kind of different because in different countries the standards or what an inspection includes would be different, right? So
that's fair. Yeah.
Very true. Very true.
Don't know. That sucks though. Oof. Did you have to just call it a write-off at that point, or did you fix it?
I would have to sue the independent inspection guy.
Yeah. Oof.
I don't know if you can in Australia. I don't know how that works. See, the other countries are more strict on like their inspections on food and stuff. Here it's, you put whatever you want in your food, but don't you ever mess up the car.
Thank you very much, Jason. We also got Andrew Matthews for 5 British pounds says, also bottling up thoughts is like a dam. Letting it out slowly is so much better than a dam breaking.
That's a great analogy.
That's a great analogy.
Yeah, and it's 100% right.
Yeah, it's so tough because I will give this some credence. The whole men should be men. Okay, yeah, men should be men, but at the same time, that total opposite where you need to do your emotions. You don't need to be crying about something every day, but just having a healthy amount of communication of your experiences, your emotions is really good for you. I want to know what's going on.
Especially to your spouse.
Agree with that 100%. I mean, it's tough out there, man.
It's a hard knock life.
I mean,
it really is.
What do you all want us to do? Do you want us to hold the door or give you your independence? Do you want us to be gentlemen or leave you alone? I mean,
do you want us to share our emotions, but do you want us to be tough? Oh my god, yeah.
It's
really tough.
It's tough being a guy.
Mm-hmm.
Tough being and being a dad in this day and age too. And
this is good.
It's tough.
Yeah. I think it really depends on the woman that you're interested in, because some people are okay with it, and if you're not okay with something, you don't have to be mean about it. I know this is Dadcast, but this can go both ways, men and women. Sometimes it's better not to give advice if it's not going to change the world. If it's someone who you're just meeting randomly on the street, you don't have to be like, I can do it myself. If it's just a door open, just say thank you, okay? They went out of their way.
Thank you.
Yeah, like if I was struggling putting something in my car and 2 cart boys came by and ignored me, I blame it on you guys that were yelling at them.
I was gonna say, you gotta be a little miffed at
that. Yeah, no, actually, no, that didn't happen. So what I actually did was I bought the adjustable weights, and they came in just one box. Or no, they came in 2 boxes, one for each.
It's like, but it was like 100 pounds though each box.
Yeah, those are heavy.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I got the one with just the one in my car, but the one that came with the stand, I was struggling with because it's such a big box. So I went to go to talk to the cart boys, and I was like, please, I mean, I know this is not part of your job, and like I tipped them afterwards too, you know, going out of their way. They don't have to do it. And so, yeah, it was kind of nice to have them say yes. Otherwise, I was going to just ask random patrons, be like, help me, please. But I can see guys doing that if they've been told or yelled at, like,
or
no,
being hesitant. Yeah, definitely being hesitant.
There's a huge divide these days.
It's tough. And I know this is Dadcast, so I didn't mean to go down that
it's
path,
still relevant because you have provided as a dad with that balance, you know, for your daughter to look for that in her future, which I know is like 100 years down the road, but
yeah,
hopefully.
That's gonna provide a question for later now.
I might need a drink for that one.
Ian So Forth for 25 British pounds says, nah, if you feel awkward, you just gotta go. Bro, what? Nah, we're not even doing this. I don't remember what this is alluding to, so this is why this is kind of funny here. Ian So Forth for 25 British pounds says, my last super chat was funnier when I wrote it. I reject it now.
That's hilarious.
Thank you, Ian, for the 2 super chats.
I feel like that's somebody said that at some point. It sounds like something somebody said at some point for some reason. I feel like that's where that was going.
Yep. Okay, I'm a Handymans, okay? Jason Webster for 10 Australian says, I used to have a bushy Wyatt Earp style mustache until I shaved the ends off because I got tired of my sister saying, oh my god, I look like a male corn star.
How does she feel about Kurt Russell then? I have so many questions.
Oh my goodness.
I
want to see this now.
That special kind of guy that can pull that off and not look like the creeper or the porn star.
I think Kurt Russell and Sam Elliott are the only 2 people in the world that can pull
Sam
that
Elliott
off.
can do it.
Maybe
I guess
Reynolds.
Selleck.
Oh, Tom Selleck, yes. Oh, love him.
Okay, let me see best men with mustaches.
If Kurt Russell is not the first one,
Tom Selleck is the first one.
Yeah.
Second was Hulk Hogan.
Oh my god, I forgot about his mustache.
Freddie Mercury.
Ew, no. That's not even that good of a mustache.
Burt Reynolds.
Yeah.
Yep.
Currently, Brad Pitt is up there too.
Henry Cavill. Wasn't he in a Western and he wore that? Brad Pitt, or am I thinking of somebody else?
Not that I know of.
Maybe I'm Val Kilmer. He was in a Western, right? And grew a stash.
He was in Tombstone, yeah.
Yeah.
Pedro Pascal didn't look too bad with a mustache, actually.
Look up Kurt. He's talking about Kurt Russell in Tombstone X-Ray. Look that one up.
But we're talking about we're not just talking about a mustache. It's a very
a very specific.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. Oh dang. Okay. This is mustache. Mustache.
There you go.
This type of mustache, then none of the guys that I stated had this type of mustache.
No. Only Kurt Russell, Sam Elliott, and Tom Selleck are the only 3 guys I can think of off the top of my head that could pull this off. Even Val Kilmer's mustache was pushing it. Okay. He looked a little weird. Kudos.
Wow.
Kudos to Val Kilmer.
All right.
And I have a weird thing. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I just have a weird thing going. Like when I grew out the beard thicker, like this side kept the color, and this side went gray. So it's like I've got this stripe that goes down my face of brown in my mustache and beard. And
I never noticed.
Yeah, I don't.
I only take pictures on this side.
I don't know. I don't know why it doesn't, like, how does that happen? Like, how do you lose color on one side and not the...
There's a guy, I follow this couple on TikTok, and he's got red hair. I'm talking like Weasley red hair. He's got this big bushy beard, and there's a Santa Claus white, thick stripe about this thick on this, just right here on his beard. It's nowhere else, and it's natural. And he's like, I don't know. I've had it for forever.
Where'd it come from?
That's weird.
Hair does weird stuff. Nobody knows.
Absolutely.
Very strange.
I like it. I think it looks great.
I think maybe it's the way you move your face. I don't know.
How do I move my face?
Like the way you like talk or move, or like maybe you get more blood flow on one side than the other.
So I talk out the corner of my mouth? Is that what you're...
I don't know. It's just a suggestion. I didn't say it was a good suggestion. Okay. No, don't leave us.
Well done.
I mean, I have a mole here, one-sided. I'm glad it's not even, to be honest.
But that's not hair, though. That's different.
Kind of. Not. Yeah.
I mean, Marilyn Monroe had that going on, right?
I guess so. Maybe you'll be the first, and then people will be like, remember that dude that had the one mustache, dark?
Let's dye our mustache on one side.
Yeah. Be the new trend. New trendsetter.
And we'll put sun in our hair.
It'll be beautiful. Yes.
Maybe that's what you should do. Put sun in the one side that's darker.
And lighten it up. There you go.
One of these days, I'm gonna, if I get invited back, before
when you get invited back.
Before I come on, I'm gonna get the Just for Men and just put it
dye the whole thing.
Dye the whole thing.
Oh my gosh! If your wife is listening, I'm so sorry.
dyes the beard.
You can you can get dyed in the beard, and I'll do that, and then we'll have a great show. And then if I get invited back again, I'll shave everything off and just roll up. Clean shaven.
Okay, you want to be invited for the next 2 weeks?
Then, or maybe I'll do it stages. Like I'll just shave the beard, have the mustache, and
my god,
I'll start doing weird things. Do mutton chops.
Oh my goodness. God. I mean, I don't know about that one.
Your poor wife. I can already hear her pouring the wine. Like, oh god, help me.
The thing is, like, I keep it short enough. Like, I can shave this off, and in like 2 days,
it comes back.
Yeah,
it's back with a vengeance. You had to go. You had to go tea for a while too, didn't you?
Yeah, I can do that too.
Yeah. The Pierce Brosnan. We call that the Brosnan. Yeah.
The bras.
Cold Steve Austin.
Yep.
The capable stages. And I mean, Hokies, I don't even know if he could swing a toupee.
I can.
Can you? Do you have one?
Yeah. Well, I use it for Halloween.
Oh, okay. I thought you actually had one for realsies.
No, I don't have one I wear out and about like normally. But if I'm doing a particular Halloween costume.
Oh my god, that's so hilarious.
I got a pic of that too if you want to see that. Oh, there's my bro.
What's up, Jay? Look at my brother crushing on the show. I'm so proud of you, bro. Oh, I love that. I love that. Family supporting family.
Bro, right there.
Since we're on the topic, I'm just gonna skip to this one. Jason Webster, 2 Australian, says, I have the same face shape as Tom Selleck.
Oh.
Ooh. Any Australian girls out there?
Looking for Tom Selleck?
Looking for Tom Selleck?
Tom Selleck's one of those guys that everybody's like, yes. Straight, gay, man, doesn't matter. Yes. Correct.
Tom Selleck is the guy that his voice matches his look.
Oh, yeah.
Got that. Rough, rugged sound. Yeah. My voice, not so much.
You have a deep voice, I think.
No, I don't. Hi.
You don't have a.
Greetings, everybody.
Shut up.
Welcome to Poor Choices.
You don't have.
Yeah.
Oh my god, you're making it extra high now. No, you
Now
don't
you're
have
doing
like
it
a
on purpose.
gruffness to your voice, like a grindy, but it is low.
Yeah.
Not low enough.
Oh boy.
Oh, okay. Well, Andrew Matthews, member for 16 months, says, tip for X-ray, schedule a stream. I know what you're alluding to, and I'm gonna ignore you. And then he says, for 5 British pounds, when improving yourself, it's like climbing a mountain. There will be ups and downs, but overall, you are going up and look back to seeing how far you have come. Ooh. You're bringing some good
Yeah,
The
that's
analogy is in the chat right now.
analogies. Yes,
So
thank
many
you.
analogies.
So many analogies.
it's awesome. It's a great way to look at that, because when you're faced with the downs, right? Ups and downs. When you're faced with the downs, it can be so difficult, so hard, and you real easy to give up. But if you have that mindset, that's like, hey, look, this is like climbing a mountain. I can look back and see how far I've come, and let me keep moving forward, keep climbing. Eventually, I'm going to get to the top. Help you out along
When
the
you
way.
slip, though, catch yourself. Don't let yourself tumble down the mountain. It's easy to do that. No.
We'll have the safety
Don't give up.
engage, right?
Yeah.
Well, I like IRL. I love climbing mountains. What I'll do is I'll just like take a break. I need to take a break physically, mentally, whatever it is. Maybe take a water break and look back and just be like, look at how much I've climbed so far. That's actually pretty amazing. You don't make a goal climb to the very top without looking back. Sometimes you just gotta look back and enjoy the view. Yeah, that's okay.
Wow, all of you are
absolutely.
so tiny down there, you haters.
It's like, I mean, you could do that to anything. I mean, weight loss is a huge struggle for many people.
Oh, same.
And then, you get, depending on how much weight you have to lose, you get a certain percentage or a certain number of pounds and whatever. And you can look back and look at old photos. That's why they take pictures of themselves, because you can lose 20, 25 pounds, 30 pounds and go back and you're struggling, and go back and look when you were heavier. I always like to, because sometimes the visual doesn't do it. But if you're trying to lose weight and you hit a plateau and you've lost, like, I don't know, 30 pounds, let's say, go grab a 30-pound weight and hold it and carry it around for a little while, and remind yourself, like, man, I can't, you're going to get to a point where, like, I can't hold on to this thing anymore, and let it go. And that's a reminder of what you have lost, and keep going and don't quit.
Yep. That's
a good idea.
Yeah.
It's a great idea. Yeah. I also will keep, like, when you lose, because you notice right away, right? Not right away, but after a certain point, you're like, oh my gosh, I've lost weight. And maybe you buy a new pair of pants, and then you plateau and you don't notice it anymore. So I will also go back to like the old pair of pants I was wearing and put them on, and you feel how baggy they are. And you're like, okay, no, I am doing this. Like, I did make a difference. Sometimes you forget, especially us girls, because our clothes are weird. Like, you forget and you're like, oh, I'm stuck and this is not good and whatever. And then you go back and you're like, oh, wait, this is huge on me. Or something that was super small on you, you put it on and you're like, oh, this actually fits now. That kind of thing. So yeah, I like that weight idea. I'm gonna have to remember that one.
Absolutely. We got Hokies, member for 17 months, says, so Tugs, did you finish The Witcher?
I sure did. It's been, I think Corey will know for sure, but it's been like 2.5 years of playing this game, I feel like. And I finished it today. I did. Me and Yennefer lived happily ever after. You'll be happy to know. So now I get to play Witcher 2, and we're gonna go backwards.
I think Yennefer doesn't like me, so
Yennefer is a turd, and I don't like her. But that's it's
fine. Isn't Yennefer the one with the screwed up face that her jaw's like?
And then she got hot.
And she becomes beautiful.
Yeah.
The world is going to end now, you guys. I hope you've all made your rightness with Jesus. I have finished The Witcher, and the end times are now here. All right.
I'm doing a little gaming myself. I find it.
Really?
Things get a little hectic. Life has been hectic with the house and the build, and whatever's going on in the world. I've tried to remove myself and get into like a video game. I found that helpful. I'm going through the the Batman games, Arkham.
Oh, I love
Arkham Knight, Arkham
great.
Asylum.
They're so good. Have you played them before?
I only played the first one, and so I mean, I do have a Kick channel. I really should like.
Oh, we can plug
that. Do it. I will.
I don't know. Would anybody be interested in watching me play Batman?
Heck yeah!
Hey, if you have the time and the energy,
I didn't know you had. I'm gonna follow you right now. I didn't know you had a Kick channel.
You should do it, because if it's at your unwinding time, then maybe not. But if you're like, hell yeah, let's do it.
Listen, you can also join X-Ray Girl and I when we like do Stardew Valley or Followed. Or we do like Parkitect with Dan. It's like super relaxing.
Come up again. Yep.
Yeah.
I play with my brother too a lot.
Yeah.
That's always.
I missed our Fortnite nights, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is the question we asked from earlier. Jason Webster, the car.
Hold on, what is that in dollars?
800 Australian dollars to fix the car.
Wow.
That is 525 and 17 cents in the United States doll hair.
That's never fun.
That's Party Animals. Oh, Lee, you should join us on
Party Animals. It'd be fun.
I've seen that, and I sit there and laugh. I don't.
It's so funny. It's hilarious. I just put your link to Kick in the chat.
I love it.
That game, I have no idea what I'm doing, but it's so funny.
All right, Followed. We are at 28 followers, so 29.
Hokies brings up a good point here, Lee, for your Batman games. Don't forget all 9 million Riddler trophies. All 9 million
There's
of them.
a ton out there.
There's so many out there. Jay keeps trying to get our attention with this church song. I saw you. I'm sorry. We haven't gotten this up.
I'll put this up. Let me just get this super chat. I brought it up earlier, so I want to get this. Jason Webster for 5 Australian. I'm the same height and weight as Henry Cavill when he played Superman in Batman versus Superman 2016.
Pixar doesn't exist.
Spam.
we need to see this, okay? For research purposes. I need to compare you to Henry Cavill.
You're fine, Jay. You're fine.
Okay, so I did highlight this or star this from earlier. Yeah. Jay says he was always the person I looked up to and bragged about. He knows it.
Oh, Pixar didn't happen, Jay.
Oh my God.
He was the person I looked up to because in like high school, he would get to like drive to school because I was younger. I had to take the bus. But he left early, and then I would sneak in his room and take his clothes. And
he didn't take you to school? How rude!
No, why would he want to be seen with me? I was like freshman, whatever.
That's so rude.
But he had cooler
clothes.
A
handsome young man.
He had cooler clothes than I did because he had a job and money and stuff.
We all saw the high school picture. Okay, you look like a '90s heartthrob. I would have taken you to school.
Maybe that's why he didn't want to take you
because
yeah. Sorry, Jay. I'll have to see a picture of you now, Jay. Young Jay
in high school.
That's up to him.
I feel like
I have him, but that's up to. I have actually one of us together.
Oh, spot the difference.
There we go.
And you can really
actually, that would have been a fun game for you to play. For I guess you didn't see before the two of us and been like, which one's which? You'll never know.
Spot the difference.
Jay says, have my brother tell the story on how we got a huge chance to sing in church together and we blew it. I can't wait to hear this. Let's go.
How did you guys blow it? Both of you can sing very well.
Yeah, so if you don't know, we're singers. Or we thought we were.
And so, for the record, they both can sing very well.
Okay, so like we could sing, and then like at church, somebody was like, "Okay, we're gonna have the concerts of concerts. We're gonna let the brothers sing a duet together. It's going to be beautiful. It's going to be glorious. It's going to bring the house down. Everybody's going to be crying. It's going to be a beautiful thing." And so we talked, we're like, yeah, all right, let's do it. So we would have rehearsals and it was awesome. Beautiful song. The rest of the choir loved it. The director was like, yeah, this is going to be great. Best piece of music we can do. It's perfect for you guys. And then the concert comes. And we start singing. And it's a page turn, and I'm holding the music. So he's looking over my shoulder, and I got the music. I turn like 3 pages. They were stuck together.
Oh
no. Oh no.
So we're immediately lost because we don't have it memorized. Oh, no. So you go from singing, and then all of a sudden
silence,
and then page flip, right?
What do we learn from this, kids? What do we learn from this? And always memorize the song.
So here, the thing, if you don't know this already, if something like this happens, the first reaction, like I can't look at him because if I do, I start to crack up. And, I lose.
You looked at him.
So I can feel it. So
laughing.
So I turn my head like this. And he's got that face like, don't look at me or I'm gonna laugh. But then I look at him, and then he looks back at me, and then we start laughing. And I finally get to the right page, and we're at the end of our duet, and we're trying to hit a note, but we're laughing so hard, and we're supposed to end on this high note, and it's just gonna be awesome. But we're cracking up, so we couldn't project a note, so it was like.
Oh no.
We couldn't stop laughing, and then we look up at the director, and the look of disappointment on the director's face was just he was so crushed.
And you just crushed that man's dreams.
And so, afterwards we're like, hey, sorry about that. I messed up the page turn, and and they never asked us to sing again.
Wow. How old were you at the time?
Jay, how old were we? Gosh, it was like 18, something like that.
18 years. Okay.
19, something.
Wow. Well.
Yeah, never asked us to sing again. That was.
Yeah. Why were the pages stuck together? Is what I want to know. Who had the sticky fingers? Who was it?
I don't know. I could have been nervous. I don't know.
19.
Yeah. I don't know what happened. But
I know that laugh
because every rehearsal was on point. It was like perfect. It was great. And then when it's time to perform, everything falls apart. And instead of instead of getting back on track, we just start laughing, and we just laughed.
That's how Jay ended up in Florida. It all makes sense now. He was so embarrassed.
I bet you it was that laugh, the ha 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 laugh that he has. I can't mimic it. I'm sorry, Jay. Oh my god.
It was one of those embarrassing moments. It's like, man, why did this have to happen?
It's a great memory. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
I thoroughly enjoyed it as well. Does somebody have video of it? Like, who was recording? Was there a home video?
Thank God, no. There is no video that exists.
Bummer that you know.
But,
yeah.
And I don't think there's any super chat that will get us to recreate that either.
No, I'm sure there is.
I don't know.
We'll have to find you a good song for you guys to sing at the next meetup.
Look at
I'll turn the pages.
Get my channel monetized, and I'll think about it.
Wow.
Our grandma still gave us $1. Like, wait, you got $1 each, or you got $1 and you had to split it between the two of you?
I think it was.
At that time, you had the 25-cent candies. Okay, $1. You could do a lot with $1. Okay.
But was it $1 each?
It was. I'm pretty sure it was $1 each. Yeah.
Oh, okay. At least she didn't make you split $1. That would just be just like, well, you would have had $1 each, but since you suck so bad, here's 50 cents.
Yeah, it was a sympathy dollar. I mean, it wasn't like
half price.
It wasn't like great job, boys.
Like, wow.
Wow, maybe this will make you feel better because that sucks.
Yikes.
A for effort. It's just a great memory. I can't. I want you guys to recreate that so bad. No.
We have several interesting stories like that.
Oh, it was like dollars.
But you know what? Save some of them. I'm
Your
definitely having you
monetization
back.
stream. Oh yeah, I want to have you
Yeah,
back.
monetization. And I'm expecting that something in your beard, whatever that thing's called, for the next time, or a shaved one or a dyed one. I don't know.
You know what you should do to balance it out is just get the do this side, so you just have like this dark stripe right here.
Just like wait, which side is it? Okay, this.
Just that side, just that, that, so that's even.
Yeah.
I didn't even notice until you pointed it out.
I think you're the one who pointed it out to me. It's back when I had like I really grew the beard out.
Oh, in the very beginning, yeah, it was way more noticeable when your beard was like super floofy, but it's not noticeable now.
Yeah, no, I keep it short so that
I traumatized him. I'm so sorry.
Gave me a complex. See, and I had to go and talk it out. Does this really look bad? Because I'll take care of it.
Oh my goodness. Like we said at the beginning of the stream, words, you never know, could affect someone.
That's right. That's right.
I'm so sorry.
Oh my goodness. All right. So I'm going to circle back to what I said I was going to ask you.
We haven't gotten there yet?
Zachy, relax.
No, this you really wanted to delay this, aren't you? Has your daughter ever expressed any interest in dating?
Not to me, and I think that she's
smart girl.
Yeah. I think she's scared of me when it comes to stuff like that. No, she's very close with her mom, my wife. They are like super tight, and I couldn't be more happier about that. And my wife handles it in a way. Girls have to go through things. For any guy that doesn't understand this, or new dads, girls, when they get teenage years, or even earlier, their bodies start doing some things. Okay. And you have to understand what those things are, because you could be in a position that you need to assist, right? You need to be there for emotional support or whatever when things happen. We don't need to go into details but I think you all
call them melties.
So
they're going meltdowns.
You puberty and all that fun stuff that happens every month. My wife was she was so awesome when it came to this, because it's, if she had to go away on travel or something, and it's like, but what if she calmed everybody down. She was just like, your father understands what happens. Your father will be there. Your father will not embarrass you. And then she comes to me, don't you dare embarrass her. You will not do that. I get the okay, and I'm ready. Like, I'm ready for anything that happens. And so even, I know I kind of went off the path here, but you just always got to be ready for things. And my wife has done a great job of comforting her and putting in her that, I'll be there. I'll have her back. If there's anything that she's got to go through, or she has questions about, or whatever, I got her back. And I know what I'm doing, even though I have no idea. I don't know what
you're
happens.
Faking it till you make it.
No, I should say this. I'll say this. I know what happens, right? I took biology. I know what happens, but I'm not a woman. I'll never understand what it's like. I'll never understand what it feels like. I mean, I've gotten a hangnail, so I know close to what you all what childbirth feels like. So I have an idea, but I'll never fully understand what it's like. But I believe that she's had conversations about things of dating and boys and whatever with her mom. She hasn't brought dad in the mix of that just yet. But I will say I'm ready. I'm ready. And I say that because I go with this approach. I treat my daughter the way I want a boyfriend, and I'm not talking about the intimacy, the relationshipy
The
stuff,
respect.
but I treat my daughter the way I want her boyfriend to treat her. So what I'm doing now is managing expectations. I set expectations. So if she sees me treat her this way, then I want her to have that expectation from whatever guy she wants to see. I also treat her mom the way I want a boyfriend to treat her. So if she sees me take mom out and get things for mom and do things for mom, I want that to plant seeds in her that she'll have the same expectation from a guy that wants to date her. Now, I may have overdone it because I take her to like really nice restaurants and give
She's
her
spoiled food.
all sorts of experience.
God. She's got a
So,
fine palate. I remember that.
but if I set the bar, in order for you to date my daughter, you better come like ready to hit that bar because she's not settling for second best.
I love that. I love
So
that. Yeah. I remember chatting about her favorite restaurant. Now I don't remember the name of it, but I remember it being a very nice restaurant.
yeah, I mean, and she's come a long way because at first she was like, ew, all I want is chicken nuggets. There's nothing wrong with that, but it was more like try new things. She's had caviar. She's had she eats sushi. I don't know what. I've never had been around. I never went to a sushi place on a date, when I was dating. It's like, ew, raw fish, ew, gross. No, but she loves that kind of stuff. Escargot, like all this real exotic food. She loves it.
Yeah.
All about it.
Yeah. I like
No,
the
I'm not,
way.
and I'm not saying that that's what the guy has to do, but because she understands, like, hey, look, this is a special thing. This isn't like we're not eating like this every day. Don't get excited. We're not doing this every day. But when I want to make you feel special or do something special for you, for the family, or whatever, this is the kind of thing that we're gonna put in place here for us.
You appreciate it more.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Well, and that's how your daughter will avoid all the problems most of us girls went through.
Honestly, it's just
the terrible guys after terrible guys after terrible.
It's one of those crazy things that I feel like everyone knows about it and thinks about it, but whether putting it into action is a different story.
Yeah.
And if you are having conversations and putting an example of it as well with your daughter, that goes a long distance in her standards. Because I mean, I never really had long conversations with my parents about dating. They just said, don't date until after school.
Helpful.
I don't think that was
Yeah.
necessarily a good way to approach it.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's just say that I got into some
trouble, and then I come from a broken marriage, so that wasn't helpful.
Yeah. And the one thing I also do is try to be honest with her. It's tough being a teenager. Like there's so much pressure, and especially with social media and society today, the way it is. I mean, there's so much nonsense out there, and it's tough. And you have to remember, as a parent, a dad, your kid is a product of you. So don't think for a second that they're not going to go through the same things that you went through from an emotional standpoint, or feel the same way you feel about certain things. So I have to understand, if I struggle with insecurity, there's a good chance she's going to do the same thing. So when she comes to me like, oh, Dad, I did this, and then she'll say, did you do this when you were my age? The best thing you can do is be honest about that. And there are times I had to say, no, I never did that, or I never went through that. But a lot of times I have to share my own experiences. Like, yeah, I did this, and I messed up, and I had to go make it right, and that stunk. But I felt a lot better when I did. And or I didn't address this, and I let it go on and on and on. And it really made things worse. So that's an opportunity for you to encourage your kid to do the right thing sooner rather than later. But the communication is so big, and it means a lot. We've built up such a bond and a trust with each other that she knows she can come to me. And the dating thing, we joke about, okay, when a guy comes over, it's time for me to clean my guns and I'll spread them all out on the table and whatever. But
that did not work for my dad. Fun fact. He went he walked over to the table and was like, "Oh, whatever it was. I have one of those." And my dad was like, "Nerd." So just be careful.
No intimidation.
It's more like, I expect respect, and you're taking my kid out, and I expect you to protect her and treat her the way I do. And if you can't handle those responsibilities, then you're not right for it. And granted, on a date where they're going by themselves, or I'm dropping them off somewhere or whatever, I'm not with her. So I've worked things out with my daughter to say, if you at any moment feel you're being disrespected or not being treated right, we've got a code, and it's like a safe thing that she can text me. If I get that message, I'm there. I'm going to go right to where they're at and intercept and fix the issue and get her out of there. Because the last thing I want is for her to be in a place where she doesn't feel safe, or some things are going on that she didn't know about and she wants out of there, and she's in an uncomfortable situation and whatever. I'm like, you just text me this one thing and I got you. And no harm, no foul, no issue. We'll talk about it later. The most important thing is I get you back home where you feel safe again, and we'll deal with the aftermath later, So as far as dating goes, that's kind of where
you're prepping. You're prepping.
Oh yeah, I'm trying to just manage expectations at this point.
Guns blazing.
I love it though, showing her the best examples you can through every means possible, and hopefully she learned and puts that in her practice.
And that's it. My wife and I date. Yeah. We still go out on dates, and there was a time life was really getting crazy, and we were kind of, we weren't having problems, but it was just kind of distant at home. We were kind of losing touch just because life and our jobs and whatever, and we kind of looked at each other one day and like, man, we're not connected like we once were. We need to fix that. And we came up with the once a week date, and we set aside Friday nights is our date night, and we'll pick different places to go. And sometimes, it's not always like a fancy place. Sometimes it's just like pizza and a beer, we're just where we can just go sit and talk, because life is so crazy. We don't get that face to face, because as soon as we try at home, our kid needs something, or we're getting a phone call or a text from somebody and whatever. And so it's like we carve out this time, and this is what my daughter sees. Hey, look, this is our date time. This is my attention is going to be to her. If there's an emergency, yes, text me. Otherwise, she's going to have my undivided attention for the next few hours. And so managing that expectation, like I was saying, I'm setting the tone so that if she goes out on a date, he better give her his undivided attention for while they're on that date. That's what she understands as a date.
Yeah. Don't even have your phone on the table, please.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And it's really helped out with us too. I mean, we look forward to the date times, and we have to be flexible at times, but for the most part, it's the same day every week, and we'll pick different places. And sometimes it's like, hey, you feel like dressing up? Yeah. Then we'll put on some real fancy clothes and go to a nice place and have dinner.
And the haltane.
Yes. Yes. The special cologne comes out.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's funny. I never found the vanilla tobacco one until we got to the airport. The time I sent you the picture, I think. And I was like, oh, it smells so good.
Tobacco Vanilla by Tom Ford, one of my favorites.
That was a good one.
Great smell.
Especially for fall and winter. It's awesome.
Yeah. It's really good smell right now. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge. My obsession right now is a Penhaligon's one, and like, it's so good. The bottles are very sexy. I'll have to show you, Tugs, if I haven't shown you yet.
Yes,
I probably
please.
have shown you. Okay, let's get these last couple super chats here. We got Andrew Matthews for 2 British pounds. Says, Lee, is the Cheesecake Factory okay for a date?
100% yes, it's okay for a date.
I thought you were shaking your head there for a moment. I was like,
No, I saw that. What was it, on TikTok or something? I saw that.
Yeah.
Like, are you serious? Like, I mean, you know, you're gonna spend so much time there because it takes you an hour to look through the menu.
Oh God, their menu is so big.
It's so big.
Yeah. You know, the food's pretty good, and they have great desserts.
And great drinks.
I had 2 slices of cheesecake even this week, Oreo and strawberry. We shared it, Mrs. Nerdrotic, myself and Kara. So yummy.
It's good stuff. I like cheesecake.
Very good. Thank you, Andrew, for the super chat. And Borg Porg for $2. Hi, Borg. Says, I miss watching you ladies play Dead by Daylight with Star Wars Theory.
Oh, I honestly missed that too. We had so much fun, but he's been so busy. He's doing amazing things. So kudos to Theory.
Maybe I'll send him a message and see if we can play a game. We'll see.
Yeah, that'd be fun if he's got the time. I know Vader 2 is under production, and the Sabers, his own Sabers, are coming out. I mean, he's all over the place.
He's got like 10 channels too.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like live all the time. So
I'll try to just not stop with that one. But yeah, I'd love to play again with him. Maybe we'll slide into his DMs appropriately and see if he's down.
We're not doing sliding into the DMs. We're just messaging him.
We're just gonna knock on the DM and be like, "Hey, buddy, you got time for some old
Remember
friends?
us?
Remember us, little people?"
Thank you, Borg, for the super chat. All right, so. Oh my God, this is such a good episode. I always say this every time we do Dadcast. I don't know why.
That's because Dadcast has been a great episode every single episode. Even the ones I wasn't here for. They were so good. All of them.
I'm happy to be the best ever.
You are the best ever. Number 1.
Freaking
I'm glad you're able to finally come back. I'm so excited.
I know. I miss everybody. I'm sorry. It's just been absolutely nuts.
Listen, as long as when Duke and I come to Florida for a weekend dish at the beginning of the year, somewhere around the early of next year. No, maybe. When is that?
February 1st.
Oh, that would be a good timing, actually.
Well, I don't know if you're free, but I will make time to come see you, Lee, if you're not actually going to MegaCon.
Heck, freaking yeah.
Wait, you're coming in February?
I would like to. If Gary's going, that would be 100%. If he's not, maybe like a 90%. So it's still likely.
Okay.
I would love to go.
Heck yeah.
Let me write that down because I want to.
That's so funny. That's so funny because that was Duke and I were like, oh, you know, he's like, we really need to go back and see Lee and the family. Like, I would like to go back. And I'm like, yeah.
Lee?
As what?
Yeah.
He's met Lee.
Yeah. We were at dinner together at the house, you dork.
Oh my God.
She had so much wine.
How drunk were you?
He drove us home.
Yes, he did. I was asleep.
It cost a lot of money to fill my wine rack back up. I'm just saying.
Sorry. We'll stock you up when we get there.
I will bring some. Actually, if I do come down, we had conspiracy bourbon. You have to try it out. It's the Alex Jones bourbon, and it's really good.
Oh, I'm down.
Yeah,
I'm try that. I don't even do bourbon.
I just have it sent to you, and then we can have some of that.
Don't worry, I'll make sure that we stop by the wine shop and pick up more wine to stock your party.
You know, I'm always prepared when you ladies come over.
Oh my God, it was bad. It was bad.
I've actually been working on some new things to cook. Expanded my my Italian cuisine here. So
taste tester, heck yeah, sign me up.
I recently, so we went to Mrs. Nerdrotic's brother's place, There's a Kirkland Malbec, Argentinian Malbec that is really good and super cheap.
The Costco, listen, don't
Kirkland,
sleep on the
Costco,
Costco wines.
do not
They're
shy
so
away
good.
from Costco
Don't overlook
bait.
it.
They're so good. Costco has their Kirkland champagne. It's $20 for the bottle. It's from Champagne, France, and it is so stinking good. It's so good. And their Malbec.
Their vodka is on point too. A
Yeah.
great vodka.
Yes.
Really
Let's
good to
try.
mix with stuff, and yeah.
And their I think their whiskey is the same distillery or whatever the word is as Crown Royal. So the ingredients are very similar. So if you like Crown, you'll like their.
It's probably the
My
same.
dad drinks their Kirkland whiskey. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing with Kirkland. They get really high quality makers of everything.
They just changed an ingredient. So like, let's say Crown Royal is, bourbon with cinnamon and nutmeg, and the Kirkland wine, instead of nutmeg, they use ginger or something. Like that's that's the biggest difference. They change one little teeny tiny thing to make it Kirkland brand instead of Crown Royal. So if you're looking on a budget, head over to Costco and start shopping their stuff.
Yeah, good stuff there.
Another dad recommendation, especially for big families. Okay.
Listen,
Jonathan
Costco is life-saving.
For $5, just showing love. Thank you guys. Cheers.
I love you too.
Love you too.
Oh.
Don't do it. Don't get on my level of drunk, okay? I apparently forget a whole entire person.
He drove us home. It was like a dead gator in the road. I was asleep in the car. I don't know.
Yeah, I think I slept in the car too, to be honest.
It was like 2 a.m. It was obvious. I felt so bad.
We probably should have left a long time ago.
We were there way too late. I'm so sorry.
I have to put up a sign now that says
no guests after.
Please leave at 9 or at 11.
In my defense, usually when I see you, I'm staying at your house.
That is true.
That's my defense.
And for the record, I was able to hang with y'all too because
yes, you were.
I kept filling my glass as much as I kept filling yours. And
yeah, I was impressed.
I was too drunk to notice. Or too drunk to remember, apparently. Oh my God. So Lee, of course, plug your channels, where's, and where to find you.
Oh, please subscribe to The Capable Gentleman on YouTube. I'm not monetized yet. I'm trying to get there, but that's on me. I got to keep putting content out there for people to watch. But those hours are tough to get. So my YouTube channel, The Capable Gentleman, you can follow me on Instagram and X or Twitter or whatever they call it now, at Capable Gent. And then I think Tugsy put my Kick channel in the chat. I mean,
you're at 32 followers. Well,
man, if I get love there, I'm gonna have to. I better start streaming on Kick.
32 on Kick.
There you go.
But yeah, I'm there to just be that mentor that I didn't have. Well, so if you're looking for that, or somebody who could benefit from those types of videos, try to push my channel out there, get them to subscribe. So more stuff coming. You want a little teaser of something I'm working on?
Yes.
So it's kind of ties into the Dadcast, and I'll make it brief because I don't want to give the whole video away. But there is a Navy officer that did a speech, something along the lines of, if you want to change the world, start by making your bed. It's fantastic speech. Look it up if you're not familiar with it, just to motivate you at being better tomorrow than you were today. But along those lines, often families tend to lose connection with each other because there's so much going on. And one thing I was able to do that changed things was dressing up for your own dinner table. Respecting your own dinner table. And the whole idea is, you dress up to go to an event, you dress up to go to a nice restaurant. Why don't we respect our own table the way we're showing respect outside of our home? Your home is the most important place that you can be at. So a way to reconnect is quite simply just showing respect to your own table. And there'll be a lot more information about that in the video in the upcoming weeks or months. So be sure to subscribe. You don't want to miss this one. This one is really coming from the heart because it changed my own family. So
Oh my goodness.
This is something he practices in, excuse me, goodness. Something he definitely practices in real life. Because remember, I told you, I was like, make sure you bring like a sundress or something for dinner.
Nice, yeah.
So we dress up around here.
Yeah.
We went and bought Duke a new shirt. It's a good time.
And it was awesome, right? I had a blast when you guys were there. I can't wait to do it again.
Yeah.
We'll try not to drink your entire bar this time.
No way. That's why it's there.
We'll bring drinks to replace it at the very least.
We'll bring stuff to replace this time.
All right. Pugs, anything you want to plug?
That's what she said. No, you all know where to find me. I'm here. I finally finished The Witcher 3, so now I gotta play something else. God. But yeah, yay! This is where you can find me. I'm monetized on Kick now, so if you prefer Kick over Twitch, have at it. Yay! Fantastic. It's a lot easier to get monetized on Kick than YouTube.
75 followers and what, 5 streams?
5, like 5 hours. Yeah, no, it was like 5 hours. I think it was.
5 hours, not even 5 streams.
Yeah.
And I better get on that.
Yeah.
You can do it. So tomorrow we're gonna have Poor Choices 9 p.m. Eastern, where we talk about internet-y stuff, where things can get a little spicier. And
And I think you, Dan, and I are trying to coordinate another Parkitect. We'll see if we can get that coordinated.
Yes.
But yeah, because that was a whole lot of fun last time, and hopefully I don't lose Annie again. Poor Annie.
I mean, I just really wanted to build a roller coaster park. Which is another game I think that you might like.
Yeah, Lee, you should do that.
Maybe.
All right.
I really like
super
original. Roller Coaster Tycoon, the OG. Whew.
Oh yeah. Oh, you want me to play Elden Ring? Do you hate me?
Yeah, that game is hard. Don't do it. I mean, you can, but just know you're gonna struggle.
The rages.
Yeah.
You can feel
them. Thank you so much, Lee, for coming on. This was a wonderful conversation. I hope you guys learned a lot. I definitely every time some new tidbits for the future.
Gosh, thank you for having me. It's always fun hanging out. I want to do it more.
Yes. We have to have you on multiple times.
I know. You're very busy guy. That's part of it. You put your family first.
That'll change, hopefully, in the next few months.
Once your place is built.
Yep.
And then we'll have to be there for the house tour and the grand opening party.
Yes.
So excited. So
that'll be fun.
Yes.
Bring your bathing suits.
Oh, okay.
Do some crunches. Hold on.
Thank you, chat. Thank you, Lee. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everybody.
I hope you guys have a very good night.